What the hell are you guys doing? It's like 60 degrees out.
It's summer, Nathan!
Okay.
Yay!
This hurts when I breathe.
I think you'll be fine. You need it. Do you know how to swim?
No.
Well, there you go. Safety first.
Oh my god.
I see.
Oh, I farted. Oops.
Hey, girls.
What's up, Pit Crew? Episode 23. We have our special guest today, and we're kicking off summer with our summer clothes and summer attire for Lindsay Knopfs, our senior ops manager. Everybody give a round of applause for Lindsay.
Lindsay, thank you for us for joining.
Hey, girls.
So we've all dressed up. We're feeling very summery today.
Yeah,
Who
I
are
feel
you?
safe. I got my floaty on, I got the dog on
Little
me.
dog.
And,
Like that it's touching the
won't drown.
microphone.
I got that dog on me.
So do you want to give us a kickoff into your intro into robotics? How'd you get started? Alumni to now volunteer to how to
Mentor and all that fun jazz. Like,
Yeah,
how,
yeah.
how'd you start? How did you start into this
So
program?
I started in
When were you born again?
Oh,
What year?
1998. So it all started in 1998. So it actually started in 2014. My high school, they wanted to start a team, so they actually worked with Clint Bollinger, which is crazy to think
Wow.
of.
What team? What high school?
Kersley High School. The team is 5150, the Hybrid Hornets.
Oh,
Yeah.
My team-
I know them.
My team played with them one
They
time.
do
Yeah, that was-
exist.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So my brother and my dad were on the team, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, ew, robotics, gross.
Nerds.
Nerds, no thanks. I don't build stuff. I don't do any of that. So it was kind of just like my parents were like, oh, you should go and support your brother and go see it. So I went to Kettering. This is aerial assist, by the way. And of course I walk into Kettering and the music is blaring and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a huge party. I need more of this. I need whatever's happening. And of course, robots shooting big yoga balls is exciting. So then after that, they went to Midland, and I was like, Mom, let's go to Midland. I want to watch. So then after that, Recycle Rush.
Yay.
Yeah.
Heard that's your
So
favorite game.
I will not be taking hate comments at this time.
It is the best game.
It is a great
Crazy.
game.
And whoever disagrees, sorry, you just weren't good that
Okay,
year.
I'll give my opinion on that in a minute. So Recycle Rush, our team was terrible. We were awful that year.
Who wasn't?
Well, Jason's team,
Yeah,
obviously.
apparently.
apparently a god.
Freshman year.
Was that really?
That was really all me.
Yeah, you're making all the decisions.
Mhm.
Robots like yours are the reason that I really like Recycle Rush.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yes,
Click, click, click.
actually. So then my senior year was Stronghold, and we did really good. Our robot was very simple. Also, I just want to say I have no technical prowess. I did not build the robot ever. I still don't. Even as a mentor, I'm a marketing mentor, so don't take any of my robot building takes very seriously.
I heard
Yes.
Ian say the same thing.
Very similar in that way. So I didn't do any of the building. I was just completely marketing, social media, business, that whole side. So we went to state, we did really well. We went to states. We were in finals. Funny story. Hi, Dad. My dad still watches the YouTube videos from states every once in a while. He goes, I gotta go relive that memory.
Oh, I do
So-
too.
Huh?
I do too, but a different one. A different match from the Deltaplex that year.
Oh, yeah?
Deltaplex was great.
Deltaplex was great.
That might be an unpopular opinion.
First
but-
Octo Finals where 1 or 16 beat 1.
Yes.
Oh.
It felt
That
like a
whole
state
state's-
championship.
So much happened at 2016
Yeah.
states.
There's a lot.
That
hmm
Dexter Dreadbots
Catching on fire.
catching on fire, and
Oops.
that safety manager fanning the flames. And they were gonna pour pop on it.
Do you remember? Okay, do you remember when the guy ran over? He was like, I think about that guy whenever I see that team. Whenever I see the Dexter Dreadbots, I think of the guy that jumps over. He's like,
Oh man, that was
Wow.
funny. Okay, so then senior year. So then, what did you do after that? So 2017. So you graduated. Became a volunteer then.
Yes. So I went to college, and then I was like, I'm gonna volunteer. I'll do field reset, as most people do. You
Real.
know, the typical.
Start from the
"Oh,
ground.
God."
Start from the
Yeah.
mud.
Bottom, yeah.
Came up from the
it's a
mud.
rite of passage.
So the first reset game that I did was for Steamworks.
Mm.
Um,
You're in the
and
trenches.
Yeah, that
You're
was
going
terrible.
through it.
Listen, so I did Marysville. It was week 6. That was my first one. And whenever you would hear the ka-chunk of those
The hoppers.
hopper things and all the balls fall out, you could just see all the researchers go,
Yeah.
oh my
mood.
God. Here we go. And then it would be like, so if you had a gate, you would take the gate door and you would
Yeah,
just
sweep
like
'em.
corral them.
Yep.
I was really glad I didn't have to count them because there were people that were like, 1, 2. No, I'm just picking them up. But then after that, I did reset for, I don't know, 6 years, 5
Yeah.
years, a
Whoa.
long time.
60
I did reset up until 22. So then in 23, I started doing field supervising. Kind of against my will, more or less.
What does that mean, against your will?
So, okay, for multiple years, it was like, Lindsay, you should become a field supervisor. Do something more. And for the longest time, I was like, I never built a robot. I have no technical prowess. Like, I know how to use a screw and a drill, but I have no understanding of how to build a robot. I can't do that. Like, that's not something I can do. And I had this FTA that was a field supervisor before and kept being like, just sign up. Just do it. So I had gone and I started doing scorekeeping, which is great, but also really boring because you can't move. You just sit there. And this FTA sat next to me and was like, I'm not going to leave you alone until you sign up to be a field supervisor in season next year. And like every once in a while, he would just turn from his computer and he'd be like, have you signed up yet? Have you signed up yet? And I'd be like, I'm not going to sign up. And then by the end of that off season, I signed up for Kettering.
So peer pressure.
Oh.
It worked. And now I
It does
can't
work.
now I can't imagine doing a different role. I love field supervising.
So you hear her first, everyone. Lindsay Knopfs. Peer pressure. Enjoy her.
I guess that's all it takes. Is really like you better sign up. I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna keep. You better sign up. What was
Well,
No, it does not.
wait. It hasn't worked because now that I've been a field supervisor for a while, they're like, well, do you want to become an FTAA? It will be, you know
Gotta
that
draw the
phrase, like a
line.
cold day? It'll be a cold day. I say that. It'll be a cold day in hell before I do that.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. Enough's enough.
That's the line
become a
right
ref.
there. I've been
Nobody
a,
asked you to do anything as a
Well,
ref.
people have also asked me to ref, and I said absolutely not. So I will not become an FTAA. You heard it here. I will not become an FTAA, and I will not ref. I was an official scorer next to Chris at Troy, which was amazing. However, that was so stressful to watch him ref, and I'm not even doing anything. I'm just putting the stuff into the.
Well, to be fair, my reffing style is like very different than the norm. So
Can you raise your dominant hand? I'm just shaking around. She can ref everybody.
But it's like you miss something, or like that's terrifying. You miss one thing happening, and that team, their rank, like that can mess. Like they miss a ranking point. That's your fault,
Mm.
and I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to live with that. Oh,
But
the field is
simply-
missing a zip tie. We're fine.
But it's easy because if you just don't be bad at it, then it's really fine. Like, how's your eyesight?
I have good vision.
Do you have
Exactly. All right, then you're perfect.
Do you have any gray hairs?
We can cut to the
No.
montage. and
No.
everything.
Wow, you that's crazy.
I love our gray haired refs. They're awesome. They're
I
so
love my
nice
bald
refs.
refs.
Bald
Yeah,
Everyone knows.
I'm not
refs.
bald either.
Everyone knows the less hair you have, the better ref you are.
So I'd be a terrible ref. I got a whole head of hair here.
That's true. That's true.
But then I became a field supervisor, and now I can't. Like, the thought of going back and doing reset.
You ever get
No, you're right. You're right. because I went back and did a reset one year after reffing for a while, and I was like, it's not as fun as I remember.
It's just different. That's all it is. It's like when you go back, when you first as a field reset, you do something else and then come back as a field reset. It is like such a different like animal. Yet an animal for us is like boring. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like goofy.
I mean, I liked field reset when I was doing it. It was super fun. I challenged myself to see how fast I could go. It was great. But
Tripped.
Did the same thing too, but then I got a little too overzealous. I think unironically, there's a story to where my my third year field resetting, it was at Kettering during Rapid React, where I was trying to see how fast I can grab all like the little big tennis balls and set them on the field. There was one missing blue ball that was on the other, I think on your side of the field. And I tried to grab it out of your hands, and you got so like almost offended that I tried.
yeah, you tried to take her blue ball.
Do you remember this?
I remember we did. It's where Cybercats are from. Rochester Hills. There was a Rochester event,
Yeah,
and
one
we
and
did
only,
it together.
baby.
And at Kettering, maybe I don't. I do remember this, but I remember being like, "This Chris kid is pissing me off. I cannot stand this guy. He keeps like. I understand people wanting to do stuff, but it's like you're taking my job. Okay, I want something to do. So yeah, I remember. I was like,
to be fair, back then when all I knew was field reset, I just want to do something.
exactly.
Right? I
It's
just need something
to
in my
do.
hand to do.
Right. And so that I guess kind of plays into when they're like, okay, you're a field supervisor for this game. How many people do you need? Because you don't want to have 45 resetters
Mhm.
and they're
You don't
all
have
picking
45
up. They're all
Chris's.
picking up one of these. That's so boring.
Mhm.
You want enough for everyone to have something to do and to feel like they're doing something, but not so few that everyone's like stretched thin. So it's kind of like, what's the sweet spot? This year, I think it was 8.
Mm.
At States, we had more than that, so people could take
Mm.
breaks and stuff.
Say
Mhm.
usually a lot. Sounds like a lot.
It depends on the game. Like,
Yeah.
trying to think. And also, like, when you get to States, you need more because everybody's filling up the reef
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're at Kettering.
What do you mean?
Say you're the competition at Kettering is going to be different than States.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Okay, you're doing any of those weeks up to States. The competition's going to be less because everyone's
What?
competing.
Why?
Not every team can be good, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Get
not
a load of this guy.
not every team's going to be good every year. For example, our team in 2015, Recycle Rush, we put our wheels on wrong, and so when we would turn at Kettering, so our robot was like this big, tall thing, it would turn like this.
Yeah.
And we couldn't pick up anything. So Kettering was a total loss. Not everybody can be good at every competition.
Yeah.
So you fix
Right.
it and you go to Livonia and you do a little less bad.
Fair enough.
We love Livonia.
We do.
Sounds like you had a so you did field reset for several years. It sounds like you had a busy year in 2018.
Yes. So I did all 6 weeks of competition. So I did reset. This was the year it was like, okay, I have Fridays free. In college, I had this like class on Friday that I was like a teacher's assistant, more or less. That year I didn't have it. So I was like, I'm going to do as many events as possible. So I did 6 weeks, and then I did States, and then I did Worlds, which Worlds was in Detroit. So I was like, might as well. So I did just the whole, it was a lot of robotics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All doing reset. Well,
Ooh. Oh,
well, wait.
All reset.
States in 2018, I did not do reset. Because because it started Thursday and I had school. So in 2018 at States, I got put as crowd control. And it's at SVSU. This is 2018. Power up. So there's a story to this. So I did crowd control. And I had, where the robots come in and out.
Oh yeah.
And you have
Oh,
those,
yeah.
those.
We know.
Hold on. Okay. I have a story for this. So I had to be that person where it's like you're not. And at that time, you couldn't let anyone that wasn't wearing a driver's button go through there. And so they were very, like, it was still early on in the SVSU history to where it was like, you've got to tell them, hey, you can't come through here. So obviously that didn't work. Like, we just had nothing at that point. It was just, I can't remember if we had like a sign or it was just like using our hands. And every time I'd be like, hey, you can't come through here. And they'd be like, okay. And then they just walk right past me.
Oh my God, how rude.
What
But
do you think?
and-
What if we gave them like pool noodles or something? You think that would do it?
Okay, so I was a janitor at the time in college. So that night, I went back to janitor. And I was like, when I was janitoring, it was like a time to just relax and just like think. So I'm cleaning this youth room, okay?
Oh,
And I see in the corner, this is janitor to church and the youth room.
Mm.
So I see in the corner, they have this cardboard box with a bunch of pool noodles in it. I took the pool noodles. Jason, I am the originator of the pool noodles at States. I started
Look at
that.
his face. Look at his face. Look at him wide open.
I'm the reason that the pool noodles are at States.
No, Jay. No. He just.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would turn into what it turned into. I just needed something else. I got a green one and a red one. Red was stop and green was go.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm the reason we have pool noodles at States at Saginaw Valley.
Ooh.
Do you have any response to that? Don't hate me.
I want to go
please.
home.
He wants to go.
Oh, it's okay, buddy.
Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Chris, how do you
Wow.
feel?
I'm not gonna lie. After this year's States, I took those pool noodles home.
Yeah, he got something out of it.
Literally,
At the
there
end
was
of
like
it
a
all.
stack of it in the garbage, and the garbage is clean. You know, the bags were in place. Somebody just threw all those pool noodles away. So I'm like, well, F it.
Should've
I'm
stayed there.
these are all free. I'm gonna grab them, and take it. This is all mine. So there's like 8 of them at our shop.
Do people still use pool noodles for bumpers?
Yeah.
Some team. Well, I'm sure
Most
Don't
teams
call me
still
stupid
do.
for asking that.
some,
It just changed this year,
Yeah.
and most teams
People
didn't
are-
really do anything with the change.
Well, maybe they should keep them away from States.
They should keep a lot of things away from states, including me.
Yeah.
You know what they should keep away from states?
Oh.
SVSU.
To maybe like appease this, I did reset at Worlds in 2018. After that,
let me ask quickly, what field were you on?
I was on daily,
Ah!
and
You were
then
on daily. Holy crap!
hold on, I was on daily, and
Oh,
then
maybe
I
it's
got to be on
convenient.
Einstein on Ford Field. Also, it was my birthday. Like
Whoa.
it was literally my birthday, and we had the VC for the field. They only could take so many, and so they're like, "Happy birthday! You're not going to Einstein." And then this kid was like, "I live in Ohio and I need to get home." And then he comes up to me and he goes, "You're in," and I was like, "It's a birthday miracle." But one thing, when they're down there, they gave us this like pep talk, and it was like, "You need to be on. You need to be on, and you need to be going. You need to be happy, dancing, going the whole time." I think the best part was they had this chef that did prime rib, and we got these like special things so we could go up into this top thing, and we got delicious food, and then we got to go down there, and then we're all just like kind of to each other. Okay, guys, let's get hyped. Hey, everyone, be hype, be hype. So.
That's crazy.
But you're down at Fort Field, you're walking through, like they bussed us over, and then they took us through the tunnel, you know, where all the lions run out.
Mm.
We like went through the tunnel and we're like, oh my God.
This is what a world championship should feel like,
This-
right?
This
Yeah,
is where
that's pretty
Matthew
sweet.
Stafford
Yes,
plays.
Yeah.
it felt like it because it was like, it was dark everywhere else, but it was lights were shined down, and it was just like,
Everyone can see the field. You know, it's small, but at least people can see it.
Threw an airplane down.
Bring back the airplanes.
I forgot about those.
How'd you feel about airplanes now that you're a field soup?
I don't really care.
We should bring them
Really?
back.
I mean, as long as you're not throwing them on the field before, like right as the match is starting,
Okay.
I don't care. Like
Sweet mount. Gates closed.
once the gates are closed, don't throw it out there. If there's time where like the gates are open, teams are coming on, whatever, that's fine. I don't care about that.
Do you have any tips for field soups now that you're talking about gates closed and all that? Is there like a process? Like once you enter the building, eat banana, eat apple.
How
Where do you go from
have
there?
so much
how do you,
energy?
yeah, how do you have so much? How
It's
do you
just
do your
kinda
job
like,
so good?
Like I wake up. I thought of that thing where it's
Okay, that's a good first step.
Well, you have to do the job.
wake up and
Not
piss
for reffing.
excellence. Okay, I'm sorry. I just when I wake up, I'm just awake. Like that's just I'm there. I'm awake. That
Be awake.
wake up, be there. So it's just like you have to plan everything out. Like I like to plan things in advance. So kind of like how I was talking about, you got to know how many resetters you need. I think we have a lot of very technical people in first, which is great. You got to have that. There's so many intricacies into building a field, building a robot, doing all that stuff. So obviously that makes sense. I think where field supervisors can be better is knowing how to work with your field staff or like working with your resetters as a team. So no, I'm saying like you have to be attentive to them. Are they having fun? Are they tired? Do they need a break? Do they need food? Like you're checking to make sure that they like the job they're doing because there's nothing worse than you put somebody at a gate and they hate the
You
gate.
just suck at the job because they hate it.
That's usually what it is. It's a like misalignment of where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
So
But more importantly, they suck at the job, which is affecting us.
maybe.
Expecting other people, right? 'Cause
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You
vibe.
want-
Waiting on
right.
people
the
to close
vibe,
the
the
gate.
energy
So
around them.
you
yeah.
you want somebody. Usually, it's like you pick somebody that's reset before and wants to be there. You're always gonna have those people where it's like I'm resetting and I don't really care to be here, which that's fine. Like you're gonna have that. So you put them on. You have like for example, this year we had the people at the cages, you had the people at the gates, and you had the people like getting everything just kind of clean up. Those that are kind of just like I'm here and I'm having fun and I really don't feel strongly. Put them as clean up as just do what you can, and put other people that want to be there or that maybe they've reset before. Put them at the gate. Put them, and then you tell them at 3 seconds, get up out of your chair so that at 0 so that when you get up at 0, as soon as the buzzer sounds, you're opening the gate. So that way we're not waiting. I don't want anybody else to be waiting on my team.
Mm-hmm.
So additionally, I like to I gave them a fun name. Like I call my resetters varsity because when I did reset for so long, everyone was like, you're just a resetter. Like, who cares? Resetters are important. Resetters are there for a reason. You need them. Some people just want to not do 6 weeks of competition and be so involved that it's their entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people
bro.
put
Yeah.
field resetters at the bottom of the totem pole for sure.
Yes,
So
and people-
shout out all the varsity squad
Yes,
out there.
Who
varsity
does? You?
girls.
You do that?
Sometimes.
Well, field reset, right?
We've all done varsity before.
Yeah, we,
Sometimes
that's,
I'll
we
let
all
the-
we all came.
You let the
came-
ref power get to your head, you know.
Well, it's kind of like you can feel like all these people that do the key volunteer roles, we're all kind of like this because we're doing all these events all the time. We all have like next year will be my 10th year volunteering.
Oh my gosh.
Are we sure I don't have gray
1998?
hairs? What?
Yeah. So for field resetter, states SVSU crowd control, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you ever get nervous? And because field soup is towards the top, right? With head ref and FTA. You ever get nervous of not being able to find the right answer when somebody comes up and asks you, "Why is that tape line crooked?" Or why when I press on the driver's station and the whole
Thing moves.
driver's
Yeah. Like,
station
what
moves?
happens when 3 old men from a yellow team come up with a laser level and are checking your tape lines and are like, it is a quarter of a centimeter off. What do you do in that situation?
Well, I won't have that problem because for my birthday I got a laser level. So
Oh.
so I will be busting that out.
Well, they're gonna appreciate that.
I'm sure. I'm not. That's not a joke, by the way. I did get a laser level. When you're first starting out as a supervisor, that can be scary because a lot of times, like even in my work life, it's like I want to be so sure in what I'm doing before I give you an answer because when you get that, "Ugh, you were wrong," it is like it's hard. So it's
Stabbing
like
your liver. That's
Oddly specific.
so it's
Your
like
liver okay?
I've
You
seen
need to
some
go to the
stuff,
doctor?
man.
you've been to the doctor.
I've
recently?
seen some stuff in some parts of the state.
Okay, so I always like when it comes to things now, I know if you need to do the compliance check twice, do it as many times until you feel so confident. If you don't know the answer, you have a team of people. Like if I don't know, I'm going to say, "Hey, I don't know." Because I think the hard part when I first started field supervising was I didn't have the technical knowledge. Like I've said a
Mm.
million times so far.
Mhm.
So it's like you have these people that come up and they're like, "Hey, this does this a little bit. What are you going to do about it?"
Mhm.
And it's like, well,
Nothing.
I don't say that. You want to like,
Oh.
Customer service voice, right? You gotta
Right.
present a face and
So-
tell them.
I work in HR. I'm not an engineer. Like I work in
Oh.
HR in my real life. So it's like,
You were born for this role.
maybe. So it's like, how do we make them happy while also saying this is
Kick
within
rocks.
compliance. This
Oh,
is in
oh.
compliance. This is in compliance. So no.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand your concern. I see this. If it's a genuine problem, I'll look into it. If it's just hey, this line doesn't look a little straight, it's within compliance. It's been I personally have done the compliance check and this line is within compliance. Do you feel like maybe asking why do you feel it's not correct?
Mm.
Whatever.
Yeah, make them feel heard when we don't really care.
I care because that's the thing at the end of the day. This is a volunteer role. People are entrusting me to do it
No,
and
that's
make
fair,
sure
yeah.
the stuff is right. To not have the April tags all wrong at an off season.
Oops.
And then you have to go and switch them
Toys
at the
finals.
end of the day.
Oops.
When I
Oopsie.
saw that, I was like,
Do you want your field fixed or not?
So the reason he said that's a funny story. So as I've gotten more comfortable, it's kind of you have to assert your dominance in a sense. So you want to be kind, but you also need to assert your dominance.
Yeah.
So in an off season, this was for Crescendo. Last year we were doing an off season, and I'm fixing. So what's the thing at the bottom? The
The
amp.
cue? The amp.
Amp's
Subwoofer.
the one at the bottom
Oh,
that was like.
subwoofer.
Subwoofer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why do they have to have 12 different names for things every single year? Whatever. So the bottom of that, the zip ties that go into it are really annoying to fix because there's no real handhole. Some of them have handholes so you can zip tie it correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom ones don't. So I'm like on the ground trying to fix a thing. And last year the robots would line up there.
Mhm.
Right.
And so this team came on and I'm on the ground, just like sitting on the ground fixing it, minding my own business, whatever. And the team is like, "Hey, we need to put our robot here." Like, "Hey, we need to for them." And I just turned so slowly. I was like, "Do you want your field fixed or not?" And they looked just like,
Oh, they're probably like,
and they're like,
"Huh?"
"Oh, I'm so sorry." And they just put their robot down.
Backlash.
And then, so I did what I needed to do. And then I turned to them and I said, "Thank you for your patience. Here you go." And they
But you
were
felt
like,
so powerful after
If I was
that.
if I was a student, I would have shit my pants.
usually it's kind of like can't you see I'm like trying to fix something for you? Because then that's what happens when you miss that. And then they're like, "This zip tie was missing. Can we replay the match?"
Actually,
No, we can't.
I guess we've talked a lot about things that are aggravating or difficult at competition, but is there
Which
anything
there's a
that,
lot. There's a lot.
there
I'm sh-
can be
There's a lot
that
to
goes
love,
wrong.
though. There's a lot to love.
That's a good.
Third,
yeah.
what to love? What tickles your fancy?
why'd you say it like
My
that?
favorite. Listen,
What?
I will not be taking.
Hey, that's
questions at this
crazy.
time.
That's crazy.
Your dog okay over there?
I'm just hungry. Is what I am.
Um, my favorite thing, I love seeing the robots that just like what? So for example, one of my favorite robots
I know what you're gonna
was
say.
showcased in the Draw My Robot Challenge. I specifically requested that one be in there. The Vassar Voltage with the boot on it. That video that's in the the Draw My Robot Challenge. I took that video where it's just like, wee! The robots like that are amazing. For example, Deep Space 2019, I was at Midland. There was a robot, just a chassis that had a metal thing like this. It was like a catapult, and it had a metal bowl on it. And it would just go, wee! And that's it. It was terrible. But you could tell that, like, people were like, we can do something with this.
Heck yeah.
I
Yes,
completely agree with you.
The
by the
amazing
way.
robots that have swerve and are all this
Who
are a dime
cares?
a dozen now. They're a
Boring.
dime a dozen. I want to see that robot with a child's boot on it that just spins around
Yeah.
and flies away.
That's great. Vassar Voltage, keep doing what you're doing.
I
Yeah.
love
And
Vassar.
do not change.
Listen,
we love you.
But and maybe they're not proud of that robot. I hope they are. I love that robot so much. Their robot this year, like you can see the visible improvements. And like this year, the robot, after I think they did Kettering 1 and then Kettering 2. Kettering 2, how they fixed it, it was just like, even a robot like that, where it's like they are doing something, they're not just doing the thing that everybody else is doing.
Mhm.
I think the robots that are doing things that are different, and maybe this gets into why I liked Recycle Rush so much.
Mm.
When they do things that are different and not just like, oh, here's another robot that can cycle whatever, all the whatever terms. I'm not good with the terms.
Nobody
I don't care about
we call
talking about,
that
like, the-
a ball. Nobody calls it algae. It's the ball.
Yes, when people are like
No
the
pipe.
algae, and I'm like, what are you talking
The
about?
branch, the purple
Oh!
thing.
They
Um,
dare to be different.
Yes.
And for people like us that see hundreds of robots each year, we like the ones that are different.
Larry
right?
Bird. What was that? Warbots?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird
The Larry
bot.
Bird bot.
Warbots?
Yeah.
Larry Bird.
The jump-
Amazing.
jumping robot in 2022.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's
Jumping
great.
Bot. Yeah.
So, Recycle Rush, I know there's a lot of hate. I think the reason I like it, I watched back when you guys are doing the Draw My Robot Challenge and then you guys are doing the bracket. I watched back years. For a long time, Aerial Assist was my favorite. And I wasn't even a student on the team, but just like the simplicity of it. I won't get into all that. You guys talked about that at length. Go watch their video if you haven't.
Yeah.
Sorry, free plug. Recycle Rush, there was this awe of it where it was like you're new and you're still a student. Like I was a junior in high school and I went to the Deltaplex and I saw these robots. And so like I went to Kettering, I saw Big Mo and I saw them do amazing. And then I saw these people go to States and I saw it like the can grabbers.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was so cool. Eagle, are they Eagle Evolution? Back when they were Eagle Imperium, they had
Yeah.
the one that
Mm.
was just like this long
Yeah.
bar
It took all
Mhm.
four,
that
right?
would take
It's
off
like all
four.
four.
It was really slow. So if
That
we
was
were going
cool.
against,
See, that's when they actually like let you be creative with the robot. People had like spears, the Batman and Robin
yes,
thing.
absolutely. Or when they learned to add the little ramp on there after
Mhm.
the
Ramp,
first
yeah.
whatever
Walking the
weeks.
dog.
Yeah, or your team players got really good at it and didn't need one.
They could just throw when you see the people that were like, let me just readjust it. Like I had a friend that was the human player that year, and he was like, yeah, I knew how to do it just right so that I could throw it and it would go super
You get
far.
a very
Up the
odd
little-
skill
Yeah.
of throwing random objects.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how do you put that on your resume? I can throw a pool noodle so many feet.
I can throw a frisbee upside down 52 feet into a goal that's 3 by 3 feet inches wide.
They're like,
Just-
great. And how'd you get into this room?
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Put the fry in the bag.
Put the fries in the
Seriously?
bag.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you said that on camera.
yeah.
Wow.
Ew.
Fries in the bag.
Man,
Crash
well,
out. Too old to be
We're-
saying that.
Came
we're
from the
so
mud.
glad you could join us today.
Thank you for us for joining. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do have a present for you, Lindsay, actually.
Present.
So you know how you like summer and everything?
Yeah.
This is a treat. What's he got there?
You
What's
look
he
like the
got?
guy from Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. Oh my god! Don't shoot
Oh my
me.
gosh. Ah! Ah! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
What
for
the
joining
us
us.
on Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Oh my gosh. Get our new merch on shop.pitpodcast.com, powered by Real Shirley. Answer our Q&A video. We'll see you at the competition.